So today we just wanted to talk a little bit more about the journey. And Des, you and I have been on the journey for a few years now, and I'm so thankful for the support and the friendship and the teamwork that we've really had over the past few years. But I want to talk about what it was like before you started this journey, and if you could just share a little bit about what it was like for you growing up, and trying to work on some of these goals.
Well, it's funny actually, because the first thing I think about, like, when people, and it's you have to. I know it's going to sound cliche, but you have to find your tribe. And I say that because growing up, I was an athlete. Never had to worry about my nutrition. Never had to worry about this, that, the other thing. As a matter of fact, I'm actually reading the Abby Wambach memoir right now, and she talks about that. She's like, I remember just being able to wake up the next day and bounce back. She was, and then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I was like, I can't bounce back so quickly. So, finding a tribe, I think, is really important, because for me, I was, like I said, I was always an athlete, grew up an athlete, worked out, the whole thing, but I never really had to focus that much on my nutrition. And then as I got older, and then I ended up with hypothyroid, blah, blah, blah. But I think the most important thing is, why this is working for me versus anything else I've ever done is because, like, where I started, I'm full circle. My tribe, like, you grew up an athlete. Half of the people in our group grew up an athlete, and it's almost like the same story. But we don't have the same story, but we have like-minded stories.
And I think that word in that sentence is a key thing, and the mind part. And I think that the mindset is such a huge thing. And we were talking this morning, and I have to just say, like, I love the mindset shift that I'm seeing in you again. And I think that through each roadblock, we kind of then jump through to the next one. But oftentimes, for me anyway, I used to always get so stuck there because I wouldn't see that huge jump. I don't know if you've seen that, but then, like, learning about the small steps and making those little mindset shifts, like you were just talking about when we're talking about our nutrition, it's been such a difficult road because we don't always think about mindset. We always see the external. And like you said, we were athletes, so it was so easy,
Right.
we'd have to run and do all those things anyway. We didn't really understand what habits we were creating. And I know for me, becoming a mom and just how life just got in the way. And I'm so thankful to be able to come back to, like you said, that like-minded community and that support.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was going to say something about that. Oh, I remember too, back in high school and stuff, and I always knew, because the winter season was my off season. I didn't play basketball, and there weren't really any other sports for me to play in the winter season. So the winter was always my off season, and without fail, I would always gain at least 5 pounds, and my grades would drop.
Hmm.
They would drop. I mean, luckily I was always, honor roll and whatever. So I'd go from like an 88 average to an 86 or an 84. But I noticed that I could see, because I lost my routine,
Mm-hmm.
my schedule. Like, I would go to school, come home, I'd go straight to practice, come from practice, go to work, and blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't notice it. I actually figured that out on my own. At the time, I was like 17. I'm like, well, I'm pretty proud of myself. It's pretty smart.
That is, and that's such a huge thing, because I think, especially in the chaos of adulthood and adulting, finding time for ourselves is so hard, and scheduling that in is and has been a huge success for me. I've never been a morning person. I love
Yeah.
to sleep, but creating that time and that, like, that habit, has made the schedule a little bit easier for me to get me time in and be able to focus towards my goals. Do you see yourself now, like, with your habit and your schedule, do you see, a change in that mindset for you?
It's funny you do. I'm actually glad you brought that back up, because a little bit earlier when you were asking me about that, oh my God, I totally just lost my train of thought. So it's still early here in New York. Oh my God, what was I just gonna say? You just asked me about, oh, small steps. Okay, so I think, and okay, here's a perfect example, actually. I think you and I have similar backgrounds. We're like-minded people. We're not the same person, but we both have this very similar mindsets. But you, over the last couple of months, have gone from millions of small steps to you took a big step. I'm still back here, so I'm still taking small steps, but there was no but. The improvement, the happy part of it for me is that I'm actually taking the steps now instead of trying to skip steps.
That's huge. And, I think one of the biggest things, and I don't know if you can relate or not, but comparing ourselves to one another, especially, starting in high school, it's just, I feel bad for kids these days, being in school, but that comparison can often stop us. And we're at different points in our journeys, and everybody's at different points in our journeys. And for me, once I let go of seeing other people having success in whatever the area was that I wanted to have success in, and letting that stop me, instead celebrating for them enables me to get excited to work towards it. And that mindset shift has been such a game changer for me.
Yeah,
You know what? Let's talk about that a little bit more next time. How does that sound?
sounds like a plan.
All right. Awesome. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.